Welcome to Working with Headway. My name is Corey Freeman, and in this episode, I'm going to show you how to use Headway's templating system for Headway 3.6. Templates, also known as skins, are basically a great way to export your Headway theme customization. So right now I have this design on my website. You can see here. And this is actually the fresh template that will be available later. But I'm going to go into design mode and go to templates and create a new blank one. And that's going to be the one we're going to work on. I'm going to call it carbon. Okay. And so by activating this template, I now have a completely fresh canvas to work with. And what we're going to be doing in this episode is actually recreating this design from one of the miniature sites I have, Headway Schematic. And we're going to reproduce that as a downloadable template. So let's get started. All right, I'm going to just start adding in the elements that need to be added. If you're not familiar with the interface of Headway yet, be sure to watch episode 1 of Working with Headway. Which is where I go through and kind of build a basic site with Headway themes using the majority of the built-in blocks. And that should kind of give you a good overview of how it all works. Right, and so I'm kind of just train spotting here. Train spotting, I don't know why I said that. I'm kind of just looking between these two websites to see what's going to go where. So I'm going to add the footer down here. I have a couple of add-on blocks from Headway Rocket that I'm going to go ahead and add in. But let me just make sure that everything kind of ends up where it's supposed to be. Oh wait, you know what? I believe that sometimes it moved itself. There we go. Okay, and then we're just gonna get rid of that and resize this. Okay. So I've got my basic layout for the front page, like this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and add those extra blocks. I'm gonna do this through plugins. Add-on blocks for Headway themes install like plugins, and I've got them in my development folder probably. Let's see here. I want the features block. Yeah. The features block is available on Headway Extend. I believe the pricing is $25, and you can use it on unlimited sites. And that's for this development made easy kind of area here. And then one more I need to add is the Testimonials block, which you can see here. And that is for testimonials. So this is going to be like a fancy sales page kind of template. Okay. So I'm going to refresh this. I just switched to Chrome, so the refresh button is on the other side of the window. I'm going to add a fluid wrapper. And then I'm going to stick in a features block here. And then I'm going to add another fluid wrapper. And those are the ones with the backgrounds that extend all the way across the website. And underneath that one, it's going to be testimonials. Okay. I'm going to save all that and reload. All right, looks good. Now I'm going to jump into design mode and start adding those design features. Okay, so I'm going to open up the, I haven't come up with a nickname for this area yet. I guess we'll call it the styles panel. First, I'm going to start with the wrappers. So this is the global styling for all of the wrappers. And I'm going to get rid of this box shadow. And the margins. And now I'm going to make the body background of the page white. And that'll kind of give me my flat starting area. I'm also going to change the body text. I think I'm actually using a Google font on the other website, so I'm going to go ahead and use one here. We're going to use Open Sans. All right. So now we're going to start with the actual colors. Let's go down to the navigation. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that border. And I'm actually going to go back up to block real quick and get rid of the margins on all the blocks. I don't think I did that. Oops. This chain allows you to change all these values at once. So that's helpful. I'm going to open up these block options for the navigation block and orient it to the right. And I'll try to slow down. This is only the second episode I've recorded so far, so I'm kind of still getting into the groove of things. But be sure to like on YouTube or on iTunes if you're watching this on iTunes. And just leave a comment on YouTube or shoot me an email of any suggestions you might have for the series. Okay, so now I'm going to use the inspector, and I'm going to edit this wrapper. And I'm actually going to use a color picker for Chrome. You can add any color picker. Oops. I use ColorZilla, and that allows me to just grab the right colors directly from the web page. And then I can paste it in. I can paste the value in here. And then for the header, I'm actually gonna, oops. I'm gonna open these block options. And you can see it's got the, it highlights the elements and stuff, so you can turn this off if it's getting in the way. But I'm gonna hide the tagline. And then, let's see. I don't actually know off the top of my head what font that is. I also picked the wrong element. I'm going to change the site title to white. And also I guess like 30. And then I'm going to mess with the margins. And the line height. I guess like 200. For the font family, I straight do not know what font I used. I guess I could just look it up. No, I don't want to mess with the video too much, so I'm just gonna guesstimate. But I am gonna go back to Firefox and get the background image. One day I'll be better prepared for these. I want to kind of replicate this exactly, so I want to get background stuff too. So also for the site title, I'm going to go to the background, then image, and I'm going to select the image I just took. and use that. And then we'll do no tiling. And the position can be left center. And now I'm going to add some padding so that it looks better. Maybe like 45. That's pretty good. All right. For the navigation, let's start by making it normal case. And we'll make the color white. And then we've got some borders going on. So I guess we'll just add those in there. I might have to go back and make it not as tall, but that'll be fine. Looks like I have an empty page, so that's weird. Let's see here. That's about right. I can live with that. Oh, it probably looks weird because it's brown. Alright. Just gonna make that subtle border there. The font size, I guess, can be like 16. Yeah. Maybe even 14. Okay. I'm going to show the states because I want to get the selected one. I broke it. There we go. Menu item, states, selected. The great thing about having all this control from one place is that you might lose your place for a moment as all the options appear in front of you, but say la vie. Okay, I see what happened. We're on the blog page, so that, or it thinks we're on the blog page, so that got strange. Let's see. I'm gonna grab the color, grab this orange color. Try to get the purest orange I can from these letters. I'm gonna make that the selected color. The download link is just a highlight that I made. But I'm also gonna grab that hover color. And I guess I'll make that the background. So I'll make the font white and then the background that hover to get kind of fancy. Alright, that's not half bad. It looks like I actually added a sub-menu for this test, so we'll do that next. The sub-menu, I'll make transparent. And then for the sub-menu items, they can be that color. And we'll make sure that they're aligned left. Okay. And we'll add some padding. Cool. And then for the hover, we can make the color orange. Alright, so there's a sub-menu. Nothing fancy. So there goes our header and navigation. Now I'm gonna rip this background image. And go back to the front page. Alright. I'll save and reload so that you can see what it looks like live. Okay. Next I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to go back into the grid mode. Because what I want to do is make this wrapper fluid so it can have that background. And I'm also going to make sure that I enable the responsive grid for mobile optimization. Okay, and then back to design mode. All right, so now I'm gonna edit this instance of this particular wrapper, and open this back up. And I'm gonna use that image. There we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and actually edit this instance of the title, and I'll make it orange. Okay, we encountered a bug. This is a beta still, so version 3.6 will be coming out soon, but if anything weird happens, note that this is just one of the test versions, so don't panic. The beta right now, this is a feature locked beta, which means that they're not going to add any buttons randomly, but some of the buttons may not be as smooth as necessary right now. It's a pretty good version though. I wouldn't recommend using it on production sites just yet, but for playing around with Headway 3.6, definitely impressive. Alright, so there's that. I'm just going to check the time. These videos are a longer form than I'm used to, and so I just want to see how long it takes me to get through things. So, alright. We edited that content block in that wrapper specifically. If we go to the other pages right now, you can see that they're actually going to take from the front page, but we'll go back and add sub-page layout. All right. Let's see here. Let's keep going then. Let's go down to the features and do the block title. And it looks like we're using black. And then for the title, we'll use a blue actually. We're using blue. Okay, I see what I did here. I'm going to pick the color, and then I'm actually gonna, no, not that way. All right, I'm gonna pick this color using the color picker, and I'm gonna change the title to that color. And then I'm gonna lighten it up a little so it's brighter. All right. Did I make it bold? I did not. I made it uppercase. So capitalization, uppercase. And then I guess I'll get rid of these images. Let's see here. All right. I'm also going to make sure that this container isn't actually... There we go. I just want to make the container line up with the rest of the blocks and stuff. So I'm actually going to go back to the wrapper structure. And this is for all the wrappers, and I can change their padding from 15 to 30 to give it sort of more white space. And then I'm going to edit wrapper number 3 again, because the header doesn't need to be that large. All right, that's a little better. That's a little more appealing. It's a subtle change, but I like it. I'm going to take the background image again of this cog and just save it. And then I'm going to apply it here to this wrapper, number 5. So background, image, cog. All right, no repeat. Let's see if we can get it. I guess I probably used CSS for this. So this is going to be a good time to mess with the live CSS editor. Oh gosh. So I'm going to do body.custom wrapper, number wrapper 5. And then background position. I always forget whether it's top and then left or left and then top. So, okay, good. Oh gosh. I'm just gonna move it as much as I feel it should be moved. Alright, that's good enough, I think. And actually, if I make it scroll with that, it does that cool parallax effect. So that was an accident, but a happy accident. So here it's because I did behavior stay in the same place. And then I don't really even need to make it that big. That's why I was having such huge numbers. I made it too big. Alright. Let's see. Alright. I guess I'll do like 100. And then I guess 300 is fine. Or like 290. Okay. So we've got our cog. And then I'm going to add a little border to the bottom. To separate our two sections. And I'll make it as light as possible. Alright. So that is our features section. Let me just make sure they're not like different colors. Not bad. Alright, next we're going to do the testimonials. So I'm going to edit this. Make sure I open this back up again. I'll turn this off now. Make it black. And then let's see here. Let's mess with the display a little. I'm gonna make it a grid, but I'm gonna make it only 2 columns. And then I guess we'll show like, I guess we can still show 6. Or I'll show 4. Just so we can see it all in this one area. Let's see here. Container, same thing as before. I'm just gonna modify the padding. Let's see, the content wrap here, I'm gonna get rid of this border. But I'm gonna actually add some padding to the content. And then I'm going to add a margin to the bottom to try and space these out. So I want, I'll keep the arrows. All right. For the image, let's see. I think I'll add a background to make it look fancy. But I'm going to get rid of the border. And I'll make the padding 5 on each side, except for the bottom part. Alright, that looks pretty good. We're going to take the quote, or chat bubble thing, and insert it into this wrapper. So edit the instance, background, image, and upload. Use image. No tiling. Position right center. I guess. No, I guess I want right center. I'm probably gonna have to use CSS for that one too. I'll do that. And I'll have it stay in the same position like it does for the other one. All right. So this is wrapper 6. So that one was like, I wonder if I could just do like right. I wonder if I could mess with it that way. Oh, I can. Cool. Okay. But that's not really what I want, so I guess I have to do it the hard way. Oops. That kind of works. I wonder if I can just do center then. Alright, I'll take that. And I believe now I have to make the content not have a background. Let's see, I guess it'd be content wrap. And this is the features, sorry, the testimonials block and the features block both from Headway Rocket have such a large array of options to customize. It's awesome. I'm gonna do title. Yep, that's what I want. I guess I'll make that uppercase. Woohoo! Let's go ahead and make those orange also, like they are on the other thing. That actually looks really good. I like it. Okay. So I'll save that. I'll save our progress. And we'll move on to the footer. So I'm actually going to use the color picker again to get this gray. And then I'm going to use the inspector to select the bottom wrapper. And I'll paste it in here. Cool. Let's actually remove some of the padding from this wrapper too, because the footer doesn't need to be that big. I'll just do 15 and 15. I'm going to scroll down here on the side to find the footer block. Oh no, I missed it. There we go. I'll make the font size like 12. And I'll make sure that the margin is gone. I did that earlier, I bet. One thing I do want to do though is edit this instance and give it a border. Alright, I like that. The little border kind of makes it stand out more. I'm gonna go back to the footer, and I'm gonna make the copyright a different color. So I actually think I'm gonna try and make it stand out by doing that, and then I'm gonna go down here and do the text shadow in white, and that should give it like a little emboss look. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and get rid of these links. And hit save. Alright, let's see what our homepage looks like. Not too shabby, I think. Yeah. Let me make sure that our hyperlinks, because there's a hyperlink that's not showing up in the design editor, that I'm going to make him purple. I'm going to make him orange. That was a strange issue. Purple and orange are not the same color. Alright, and some of you are going to ask me how I got this image here. So, if I'm not mistaken, that one is either an image block or it's actually in the post. Okay, it looks like I used a separate block entirely. So let's go ahead and do that, actually. So back in grid mode, we're gonna make this smaller and add an image block here. Choose image. Select. And upload. And let me drag this down so I can make it bigger. And then save. All right. That is... I'm actually going to unresize it. Oh, that's pretty good. All right. I'll take that. All right, let's make it just a little bit bigger then. We're gonna go all the way to 300. I know I'm being like nitpicky, but I really like it to look good. Their homepage content is just too long for the page, so whatevs. We will deal with that later. Or I'm not gonna deal with it. Because someone else would just use a different image. I'm being so OCD right now about this. All right, that's because the original image is huge. It's not because of the image block itself. So that's pretty good as far as the shiny image and the text goes. Obviously, this text should be gone. I'll just delete it. We all know it was going to happen sooner or later. I'll just remove the text. All right, so we've got our homepage with our features and testimonials and our footer. The footer is a lot higher than it necessarily needs to be, so I'll resize that. Because as we all know, I cannot let even the tiniest detail go. And that is our homepage. And now we're gonna edit the blog index to make our inner pages. So still in grid mode, I'm gonna go ahead and clone existing layout, which is gonna save time. I'm actually going to delete some things I don't want to use. So I'm going to delete these two wrappers, which were our features and our testimonials, and those two blocks that was the homepage content and the homepage image. And I'm going to replace them with a different content block in a widget area and resize these. All right. So now I'm going to go to the About page so you can see how the inner page is going to look. I'm going to open up these wrapper options too because I think it's like mirroring the wrapper. They don't want it to do that. All right. So for design, I am going to go back in the grid and see if it, I feel like it's pretending to mirror the entire wrapper, which is very strange. That's an interesting bug where things move around. Like I said before, this is a beta, so don't panic if you see like strange bugs. Those are not going to happen. Okay, it's its own independent wrapper. It's just pretending to be the home page. So I'm going to use the inspector, and I'm just going to edit this instance of the wrapper and get rid of this background. So it's white again. Yay. All right, so now we have our homepage background. Love it when things work out live. And I guess it's a recording, but I don't want to have to re-record 30 entire minutes. And their inner page, which is a lot brighter. I guess I could do that. I guess I could cheat. So let's go back to grid actually. And I'm gonna add that in. Oh, you know what it is I did? I totally like changed the color scheme on the inside. We can do that though. I did it once, I can do it again. Obviously. Hopefully. Okay. So I'm gonna change this grid to, oh, I broke it. Nope. Meant to change the wrapper to fixed. You can have a fluid grid too, but I did not want that. I'm gonna go back into design. And now I'm actually gonna make the body background our grid slash carbon based background. And then I'm gonna make this wrapper separate from the top and bottom. All right, let's also make our footer. We'll have to unmirror that one though, so we'll go back and mess with that. Let's see the widgets. Widget area. Widget. I'm gonna invert the top and bottom margins. And then I'll leave the font family and stuff as is. Widget title. I guess I'll make it 16 and lower the line height. What did I do on the other side? Okay. Let's make it that blue color. I think the way the color picker is working now is that each individual layout can have its own swatches, which is pretty ballin'. But will take getting used to, because we know in the earlier versions of 3.0, it was basically like a universal color palette. I don't want to uppercase though. And I'm going to get rid of these borders. So this is like a design slash templates tutorial. I guess I could make the widget links blue. That's whatever. So the widget titles are going to be 16. The widget font size, I might make it a little tinier, just because I like kind of not drawing attention to that. All right, content block, title, black, make it stand out. Might make it bigger. I'm not gonna make it orange though. I'm gonna leave it black. And then I'm gonna go ahead and change this to 12 pixels. Let's see here. I'm gonna change the entry container padding at the top because that's kind of weird. But everything else can stay. All right. I'm gonna add some widgets so you can see what they look like. All right, and I have test content, which is why it's a ridiculous amount of things. We're gonna go back to grid mode. One last time. And I'm gonna actually make sure that this one isn't mirroring, because if it is a mirror, I'm gonna unmirror it. And mirroring means you know, mirror blocks from another wrapper, like it says right here. It just means to make a copy. So the footer block itself is gonna stay with the same content, but I'm gonna change the design. If you mirror wrappers entirely, they will bring their designs with them. I accidentally disabled that. So background, now it's just messing with me. All right. So we'll make this the background, and I'm actually gonna get rid of this border now. So the inner pages will have a completely different kind of feel from the, not a completely different feel, but just like subtle changes. I'm also gonna edit this particular instance of the copyright. Let me get rid of this text shadow. And then I'll probably have to save and refresh to make it work better, but oh, that's weird. I'm gonna go back and double check that the home page hasn't changed. It changed a little. Oh, I know what it is. The footer block is copying its styles because it's mirrored. This is how mirroring works. It's really powerful, and it's also occasionally easy to forget. We're gonna go ahead and change this. All right. So that's our inner page design. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it like that. You know what? I'll go ahead and add that that light background. Let me check. I don't want this video to go over like an hour, so we'll wrap it up in a second, and I'll show you how to install this design on an entirely different site. So let's do background, and I'll paste this in for the widget background. Make sure the padding is all there. I'm gonna make it a uniform 15. And I guess I'll give it like a border too. So 1 pixel border, and then probably just, that's not bad. All right, and the margin's taking care of it. Okay. So I'm gonna hit save. And now I'm actually gonna go into templates. Near where it says that carbon is active, let me go ahead and show you how this works. So first I'm going to take this snapshot. And if you don't mind, we're going to log into headwayshop.com, which is where you can find these templates once you're done watching this video. And I'm going to grab that snapshot so I can use it for the template. I'll click edit and grab the URL. All right. So what we do now is export. I'm going to call it carbon. The template author is me, Corey Freeman. The template image is going to be over here, and then version is 1.0. I'm going to click export. Okay, so now I can actually activate the template I was using before, and Headway should reload itself for me. So if I reload the demo, you can see that that original layout I had was working. And then if I go back to templates, I can click add template, and I'll upload the carbon.json file. Which apparently used 8 images total. There's no telling what's going to happen. Okay, it just says carbon 1, so if you already had it installed. But now it's got that screenshot with it, which is what I wanted. I'm going to hit the check mark, and then Headway's going to reload itself again. And now, carbon is back. So that is how you make a template. That's how you design a cool, modern, flat, dark template, and then that's how you export and import it into Headway 3.6. So this is going to open up a whole new market of templates that you can make for sale, or that you can use personally, or that you can download and buy. So that is that whole tutorial. Check out, I'm like losing myself on all of these tabs, but check out headwayshop.com to download the template carbon that you saw in this video, and then also to download Fresh, which we were using when I opened up the video. And of course, check out headway101.com for older episodes of the podcast, newer episodes of the podcast, tutorials, reviews, what have you. My name is Corey Freeman. Thanks for watching.